items on the menu will behave when a certain action is performed on them. And today we are going to include images in our website and see how we can style the images. I hope we know how to insert images in an HTML document. For those who don't know, this is how we do it. For those who don't know, this is how we do it. I want to place our image in the div just after our menu, and it is this one. Let me first put it to insert an image. We use the img tag, img tag, or the image tag. When you use autocomplete, it will be like that. Then here, after SCRC equals in the quotes is where we put our path or the reference to the image. Like for my case, our image is in this folder, our folder that we use, which is Zoom 2022. And I have these images. I have heart 1, then heart 2. So you come here and put the image that you want. Assuming I'm going to use heart, then its correct extension. It's correct extension. Like remember with images, we have different extensions. But for my case, I believe it was JPG. Here, JPG, the file type or the file extension was JPG. Then save. And let us first run and see how our image will look without styling it or before styling it. Our image will look like that before styling it. Now, let's go and style it such that we can have something beautiful, or either something that is going to cover up the whole page, or Mr. Steven, you can copy the image path when you have, you can copy the image path when you have like the images are in a different folder or in a different location. But here we have our HTML document and the images in the same folder. But still, either way, how you want to do it, it can work. So this is how our image will appear before styling it. Now let's go and style it. Let's come up. I'm using the internal method of styling. Okay, Mr. Abdul, let me repeat the way I have put the image. Let me first delete this. I have said that for you to insert the image in an HTML document, we use the image tag, img. So you open the tag, then write img. For my case, the note editor I'm using has that option of autocomplete. So when it comes like that, I will just press enter and the statement will be completed for me. Unlike in a notepad where you have to type everything as it is. Then this is SRC. SRC equals, then in the quotes is where we put the reference to our image. And for this case, I may not need any reference. Why? Because the image that I want to insert here is in the same folder, with my pages. So what I do here, I just write the image name. Like I'm using heart, followed by the correct extension, which specifies the image type. And for my case, it is JPG. Then after, you save. And when you go and run, the image will be like that. Okay, please. Then let's go and style our image. I'm using the internal. Hope right now we are a bit free and conversant with these terms like inline CSS styling, internal CSS styling, then external CSS styling. Right now, I'm going to use the internal. I will come here and write img, then open bracket and put here our properties. Like the width of the image. Property width. And assuming I want our image, or I want my image to stream from left, and it touches the right end of the screen. So I can give it 100% width, 100%. Let us save that and see how it will be. When you refresh, hope you can check. It will cover up like that. It is behaving like this because we have not set the height. Now let's go and set the height. Height. Let's give it height. Let's give it 350 px. I'm giving it 350 px because 350 is the same height for the div tag where our image is. Then let's save and see how it will appear. Here, do this. Hope you can check. You can have an image of that kind. Are we now okay with that part of inserting the image in our HTML document, then styling using the width property and the width property and the height property. Other properties, assuming our width is 70%, assuming our width is 70%, then our image will be like that. Then assuming we want to put this image in the middle, we want to center this image in the middle. We can use the following properties. We can use the following properties, like display, and we can give it block display. Then let's give this 50 because we want it to be in the middle. And then we can set the margin property, margin left, we can give it auto. And also the margin of the right margin, we can also give it auto. Right margin, we can also give it auto. Now let's save and see how our image will appear. Yeah, hope you can check. Our image will be in the middle of our div. And it will be in the middle of the page like that. Then another property of styling the image, we have the transparency. How can we make or set the transparency of the image? Under transparency, we use the word opacity. We use the word opacity or the property opacity to set. Like here, let's go and set opacity values are from 0.0 to 10. Those are the only values for the property opacity. Let us try this opacity. No, it is 0.0 to 1.0. Sorry, not 10. 0.0 to 1.0. Opacity. We can give it 0.5. 0.5. Then we save and see. Hope you can check. If we give it, let's say 0.8 and we save. It will be like that. Let's give it like 2, 0.2, 0.2. Save, then you go and run. It will be like that. So opacity is like the strength of how bold you want your image to look. Yeah, we give it 0.3. Mr. Steven is saying we give it 0.3 and see how it will look. 0.3. Save. Then run and see how it will look. It will look like that. The difference is so minimal with the 0.2. Though with the 0.3, it is a kind of clear compared to that of 0.2. Meaning the higher the opacity, the more clearer the image. By default, the opacity is set to 1. That is, if you don't set, by default, it is set to 1. If you don't set it. Then another property for styling the images. Mr. Steven, to make the images change one after the other, we call it JavaScripts. You use JavaScripts with some function, then you command your images to keep on changing one after the other. Maybe in a later stage, we may look at it or we may not. Because right now we are at the basic knowledge, such that for other things, maybe if time allows, we can look at them or we can dig on our own. We have, how do we make rounded images? How do we make rounded images? This is how we do it. We just set the border property. We just set the border property. Like we can come here and set, if we want only the edges to curve a bit, you can come here and set the border radius, border radius, it is not here yet. Border radius property, and we can give it, let's say 8px. Save, and we see how our image will look. Hope you can check. Let me go and increase the opacity here to 8. And maybe save. Yes, hope you can check the edges. They are rounded. That is how we format or how we style them. Then if we want, let's say, to have an oval, the image in an oval format, we can set this to 50%. 50%. The border radius to 50%. Then you can have this. You will have something like that. Let me go and reduce on the width of the image. 40 and see what we can have. Yes, that is how we can format. You just play on the border radius property, giving it different values. The bigger the value, the more oval it will be shaped. Maybe as far as if you insert the images, this property will affect all the images. If you don't want them to affect all the images and you target a particular image, then you go and give a class to that image. Let me insert another image and we see how we can do it here. Then I'm inserting it below this that we have, IMG. We have heart1.jpg. Then save. You check, you find that it is automatically affected. Now, what we do, let's go and give class. Let's go and give class, let's say to this. Class, and we give it, let's say, image 1. Now let's call this image 2. Then this one, we call it image 1. We save. Then in the styling up here, we shall put here a dot because now we are using the classes. We are not using the element itself. We are using the classes. We shall, when you're using the class to style, you begin with the dot followed by the name of the class. Hope we'll call that very well. Then let's save and see how our image will be affected. Hope you can check. Right now, it is only the first image whose class is img1, which is affected by the properties. So if you want to style the second image, again, you have to use its class, which is class img2. Then another thing is we can also use, how can we use the image as the image as a background? How can we use the image as a background in our page? Hope we have ever seen such scenarios where the image has been set as the background. Mr. Secretary, it is very possible to create a photo gallery in HTML. You use the other property of, there is this property someone asked me the other time. There were two. Is it box grid, then a flex grid? Maybe tomorrow. Hope let me schedule that for tomorrow. Let me write it down, and specifically when I come back tomorrow, we shall deal with the flex box. Yeah, flex box, and see how we can create a gallery in HTML. I want to show you how we can use the image as a background. Yes, we can. like in HTML, to set an image as a background, let me first create a div here. You can set the image as a background for any element in your HTML page. I don't say that maybe it is only the div. Let me first use the div. Then we shall also use a paragraph and give that paragraph a background. And div. Then we put our, this is how we do it. You style. Here, I'm using the inline style. Inline style. Style equals background image. Yeah. Background image. Then how do we put it here now? You write URL as in the location of your image, where it is. But for our case, our images are in the same folder. Then you put it here. Let's use heart 1 or heart JPG. Then maybe let's give it like a height. We are giving the div a height of 300 px. When we run this, we shall have, hope you can check, this is our image. Then you can also go and set this, the opacity of this image. Let's write something over that image, which is here. H1. So when you go and run this, hope you can check, the ones are here. That is how we can make our image as a background in any of our elements. Then someone was like, I thought we copy the reference of the image. Let me save, let me copy this image and create another folder here. create another folder, call it images, then put it here. So assuming I want to use this image that is not in my folder, is where we shall write the yeah. Now here is where we shall write the path. So assuming I am G, then it is in folder images, comma, hat1 dot jpg. Then if we go and run this, I think this is desktop. Mistaken. So you want it this way. Okay. What is this? Edit copy really? Was it hat1.jpg? Yeah, like that. Either way works. Yeah, still then you have to change, to go, and if the folder is copied to another computer, you just go in your codes and change the path. As simple as that. You just change the path. You can either type it, or if you don't want to type, you can just copy. For copying avoids or it helps to eliminate some errors in the code. Then it also saves time. While typing, there are possible chances of you making errors, things of that kind. Hope today we have focused so much on image. And the time has run out. Maybe for copying, how? Yes, I have done it here. Like, hope I want to put here. I want to put here the image. Now I'm going to copy its path. I will go to the folder where it is. And for my case, it is in, let me cancel this. For my case, I created a folder on my desktop called images. Then I inserted there one image with this name, Heart1. Then, if I want to copy this path, I will come and click on the image, then go up here and click on this. It will highlight the path. Now this is the path. You go and Control-C to copy the path. Then you go to the code and paste it there like that. But now this path is ending. I've not copied the old path with the image. Is ending at our folder is images. Now you put here a backslash and write the name of the image, which is heart. It was Heart1, and it's a extension like that. That is how we can copy the path of our image. Yeah, any other query as far as what we have had is concerned?
Maybe I can also give him another clue on how to copy the path.
Yeah, it is welcome, sir.
Yeah, could you just show me your desktop?
Mine?
Yeah, you can just minimize that and then we go to the desktop.
Okay.
So we have that image, Heart1. Can you take us to your image, Heart1?
I open it.
Yeah. We have Heart1. So when you hold down Shift and then right click on Heart1 while holding down Shift.
Okay. Shift.
You can right click.
Right click.
So we have copy as path. Is it the third last line? Copy as path.
Copy as path. Yeah.
Yeah, that one will also work for us.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdul, for that question. I hope it helps him.
I hope Mr.
It was Abdul, I think.
Mr. Abdul, hope you have got all the ideas.
Yes, please, I have got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. And then someone is saying, Mr. Thomas, I came in late and I request for a recap. I came in late.
I think that was yesterday. Wasn't that yesterday's lesson?
Yeah, yesterday's lesson, navigation bar.
Thomas can go to YouTube and search for his own School of Computing. The lesson is there.
Okay, Mr. Somat, I think you are sorted. You can go to YouTube and look for his own School of Computing. Then you look for that lecture that we had yesterday. Okay. How about changing the opacity of background image? Mr. Sekamate, how, like when it is automatic, but to change the opacity, said you, maybe if you want, changing the opacity, you can go in the code, or okay, you get many copies. As you go and set repeat, no repeat. Repeat property to no repeat. If you're getting very many copies, you go and set the background repeat to no repeat. Like here, where is our image? Like this one. You just go and set the background repeat. It is here, that property, background property to no repeat. Then it will give you only one image. Mr. Segrinya, I hope you can test it before we leave. You go and set the background repeat property to no repeat. Then you give us your feedback. This one, background repeat to no repeat. Okay, then. Hope we can call it a day, and unless someone has a burning issue. If no burning issues, I may say, may God protect all of us tonight and our families, and we link up tomorrow. Good night.